video for a very long time. I just don't like those controversial videos. I like love and friendship and happiness. But it's time for a bit of an educational rant because I just cannot take it anymore. And it's a range from people who think organic Rice Krispie treats are better, to you thinking that you have to eat 100% organic to be healthy. Healthy is a relative term, and organic might not fit into everyone's lifestyle, and that's okay. So let's talk about a few myths. Now, I could literally give you an essay on each of these, but I want to make it a digestible video, so please, if I miss a note that you think is important, feel free to tactfully share it in the comments below. So first up is organic food is pesticide free. If food is labeled 100% organic, that means if it is meat, eggs, or dairy, it is free of antibiotics and growth hormones. If it is produce, it's grown with fertilizers and free of synthetic components and is non-GMO. But that doesn't mean that zero pesticides or herbicides are used, or that farms' crops aren't exposed to pesticides even if it's inadvertently. If food is labeled with the USDA organic label, then 95% of the ingredients must be organic. Not 100%, 95%. So that other 5% could be sprayed with pesticides. And even the 95% could be sprayed with pest controls or chemicals that the USDA approves of to be safe for humans, even if they aren't safe for animals or bugs or weeds. If the label is made with organic ingredients, it only requires 70% of the content to be organic. So, a bag of corn chips could be made with organic corn, but non-organic oil. So about 25% of a chip is oil, and that means it still meets the standard to say made with organic ingredients. So you really do need to understand the different labels if you're concerned with things being organic. But do you need to be concerned? Now, this video is not here to tell you to not eat organic food or to eat organic food. It's just to debunk some of the myths flying around to discuss what's really going on. Organic food's expensive, so if you choose to buy organic food, make sure that it's worth your while. If organic food costed the same as conventionally grown food, sure, buy it organic. It isn't gonna hurt you, but do you need to be digging so deep in your wallet? Maybe not. A few other myths. Organic food is more nutritious. So actually, there isn't really much evidence showing that consuming organic foods will lead to improved health or lower risk of disease. The occasional study here or there show that organic tomatoes have more vitamin C or something like that, but overall nutrients aren't particularly different, and the qualities that are different don't factor much into the nutritional quality. The truth is that the loss of nutrients is much more dependent on how long the produce is sitting out on the shelf, which for organic food can be a long time because a lot of organic food is transported for long distances. Remember, organic does not mean local, and local does not mean organic. Another myth, organic food is better for the environment. So yes, obviously keeping farmland free of pesticides is great, but organic farming isn't as productive as conventional farming. It requires way more land to produce the same amount of food. And many organic farms still do use some pesticides if they can keep it under that 95% seal. Another one, organic food tastes better. So most studies actually say no, most people can't tell the difference. I personally do notice a bit of a difference with a few things. So berries, strawberries, spinach, tomatoes, those are things I can tell a difference with, but in all fairness, it happened over time. When I was eating a diet that was mostly made of processed foods, I couldn't tell the difference. Now that I eat a primarily whole foods diet with a lot of fruits and vegetables, my palate has adjusted a bit, and there are some organic pieces of produce that I can tell a difference with, but it depends on what it is and where you get it. That being said, remember that not all organic farms are the tiny local farms run by the wonderful people that you encounter at your farmer's market. There are many that are huge and the conditions aren't really much better than the conventional farms. When I'm at the store, I personally try to go for local before I go for organic. Even if the local food isn't certified organic, it often is still grown with organic conditions, but the local places can't afford the certification. It's best to ask where the produce is coming from, like we talked about in my farmer's market video. I also try to go by the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, which are lists that tell you which produce have the most or least pesticides. I will buy the Dirty Dozen foods more often organic or local than I will the Clean 15, and I will link both of those lists in the description box below. Now on to the real fun. Processed organic foods. So, organic Oreos, organic Rice Krispie treats, organic Cheetos, organic cereal, organic gummies. It's all crap! I hate to break it to you, but organic doesn't mean healthy or even less processed. An organic chip is just as processed as a non-organic chip. It has just as many calories and fat as a non-organic chip, but it costs 3 times more. Nutritionally, it is not doing anything for your body. Processed foods are not fuel, whether they are organic or not. So what am I trying to say? Don't waste your money on organic processed snack foods. And if you're thinking, duh, hear me out, because studies show that most people do think that organic cookies and snacks are healthier and less calories and fat. That's not how it works. Organic doesn't mean anything when it comes to processed foods. If you're someone who buys organic processed foods, my advice to you, stop worrying so much about organic. Start trying to wane off of the processed snacks. If you want to buy organic produce, if it makes you feel better, go for it. But don't convince yourself that the processed organic snacks are any better for you. Remember, they are not food as fuel choices. If you really want to make efforts to be healthier, consider trying to get more whole foods into your daily diet. So I will conclude my rant there. Again, this is not an anti-organic video. It is simply an it is how it is video. We are redefining health here, and I think it's important that we get rid of this stigma that you can't be healthy if you're not organic. It would be safer and easier, frankly, for me to come on this channel and tell you to eat organic, even if I didn't believe it, because I'd get less hate. But the truth is, it's important for me to tell you that I don't eat all organic food, and that you don't need to feel discouraged about your journey if you can't buy organic food, because that's okay. You are still doing a great job, and your body appreciates your hard work. And I appreciate you, and I love you. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful, fantastic day and rest of your week, and I will see you tomorrow for a very special collaboration video, so be sure to come back. You don't want to miss it. And remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.